Well, hello everybody. It is Monday. It is the 10th of February, 2025. Hey, I just couldn't help myself. I had to get another one of these late July products. So now I'm going on 4 reviews of late July chips. Because I just love these. I love this company. All right. So before I reveal which one I'm going to try today, the previous 3 that I tried were most recently the Garden Ranch. Delicious. I think probably as good as Doritos Cool Ranch. The one prior to that was the Sweet Habanero or Hawaiian Habanero or something. I think it was either Sweet Habanero or Hawaiian Habanero. In any case, those I gave kind of a mid review to at first, and then as I continued eating the bag, they became like literally one of my favorite chips. They weren't spicy, but they were really, really flavorful, delicious, addictive. Loved those. And then the first one I tried were my favorite spicy chips, probably of all time, which were the I think it was like Blazing. It was called Blazing Hot Sauce by late July. Need to get myself another bag of those because I'm telling you right now, you want to try some good spicy corn chips. Forget anything flaming hot. Go and get those, Blazing Hot Sauce by late July. So this is a consistently amazing chip company, and I want to try their Mexican street corn chips. All right. I recently had Mexican street corn almonds by Blue Diamond. They were not good. They had an extremely paltry flavor. They were really, really unimpressive. If they seemed like they had enough seasoning, they were coated in seasoning, but I guess the seasoning itself was just incredibly bland because they were just like very flavorless. Like they didn't like them at all. I think I gave them like a 4 or something like that. So, and Blue Diamond is very much a mixed bag. I've had most of their different, hot, spicy, bold almond flavors, and there's only maybe 1 or 2 that really impressed me. But we're talking about something else here. Mexican street corn. So what will I be evaluating these chips on? All right. I'm going to evaluate them on adequate seasoning and flavor, and I'm going to evaluate them on authenticity. So if I close my eyes while I'm eating this chip, am I going to be able to imagine myself eating a piece of elote or, a corn on the cob Mexican street corn? Or sometimes, they will scrape the kernels off the cob and then they'll make it in a cast iron skillet, which is also a delicious way to consume it. So one of our best local Mexican restaurants, Moctezuma's, that's how they do their elote or Mexican street corn. All right, they fire roast, or I don't know if they fire roast it, but they scrape the kernels off of a fresh corn on the cob into a cast iron skillet, and then they cook it with the lime, the cilantro, the tortilla cheese, cumin, the other things that go into Mexican street corn. So what's in this? So this has organic whole ground yellow corn, vegetable oils, sunflower and or safflower and or canola and or soybean. Oh, so I guess like late July doesn't necessarily have an oil that they use for every single one of the chips they make. It's like a toss-up. Corn seasoning, which is salt, sugar, buttermilk, organic sour cream, corn maltodextrin, milk, non-fat milk, paprika, spices. Oh, that's it for the corn seasoning. Spices, doesn't specify which spices. Whey, garlic powder, lactic acid, natural flavors, parsley, cheddar cheese, vinegar, citric acid, lime extract. All right, let's have a go. Smells very corny. Doesn't smell like elote to me. Let's have a go. Well, I'm letting those flavors sink in. There's an Americanized version of elote. It's pretty gross smelling, but it doesn't taste bad. But some people just like, instead of slathering the corn in sour cream before they roll it in the other things that are on Mexican street corn, like the tortilla cheese and the cilantro, They'll just slather it in mayonnaise instead of sour cream, and then they'll just roll it in Parmesan cheese. And probably parsley. I've had it. The smell is a little bit... but the flavor is pretty good. You know, and it's like very typically an Americanization of some ethnic food because it adds shamefulness from mayonnaise instead of just the less shameful sour cream. I don't know if Parmesan cheese is more shameful than cotija cheese. That's something I'd have to research. I would venture a guess that cotija is a less fatty, leaner cheese. But I didn't do my research, so I'm not going to say that definitively. I'm just going to speculate. Okay. These chips are really nice. I'm tasting the hints of cheese in there. I'm tasting the hints of lime in there. I'm tasting a little bit of the herbiness. Now I don't think it said that there was cilantro in there. But I don't know, there's some kind of herb in there. You can see the little dots of green thing. So maybe it is cilantro. Maybe that's one of the undefined spices that was included in that. And you know, there's like that nice little hint of tartness from the sour cream flavoring in it. So it's nice. I think, oh, you know, I was about to say, I would say that the authenticity of this is, you know, pretty high if it were a little bit more limey. Then in that last bite, I had that little, like, shock of lime that came through, along with the sour cream and the cheesiness and the, like, little bit of herbiness and salt. So, yeah, actually, well, at least in that last chip that I had, there was sufficient liminess for me to say, yeah, this is authentic. It kind of tastes like the real thing. The one thing I might have included is some kind of roasted element. Either a roasted corn element, or a roasted garlic, or a roasted pepper element. Something roasty in it. Roasted, yeah, probably in particular roasted garlic or roasted corn would have been nice to taste in this chip. Unfortunately, there was no roastiness. So I'm going to give the authenticity of this chip, I would have given it a 7 if there was some kind of roasted vegetable or garlic flavor in there. But there isn't. Alright? They got everything else in Elote right. Or Mexican street corn, whatever you want to call it. So I will give the authenticity a 6. I would have given it a 7 if, you know, been a little more tart. And roasty. Although that second to last chip, you know, brought sufficient tartness. So, okay, let's give it a 6.5. So generally speaking, it's tart enough, and it's got a lot of the other flavors. It just doesn't have any roastiness. Just flavor in general, just in terms of like the pleasantness of the chip itself, regardless of authenticity, that's about between a 6.5 and a 7. It's a solid, decent chip. Now, I will say, it is probably the first late July chip that hasn't blown me away. All right, it's kind of good. It's very pleasant. All right, I will say this to you, it's very pleasant. Could have used a little bit more boost of flavor from the seasoning blend, from whatever they coated these chips in, whatever seasoning blend they coated these chips in. Somebody could have put a little bit more zip and boldness into that flavoring, and I probably would have bumped it up to a 7 or even a 7.5. As it is, it's above average. It's a good chip. Yeah, I'd say it's worth $3. That's what I got it at a discount at the Whole Foods. Sure, pay $3 for it. Yeah. And you know, Late July is a great company so far. It's not like every single flavor that they put out is going to be like an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, like some of the other ones were. This is a good chip. Good chip.